Hi y'all, and welcome back to Making the Brand. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Saika Benz. Thank you for all the love. I didn't expect for this to be like a popular segment on my YouTube channel. I'm still figuring out what works and what doesn't. I will definitely say though, thank you so much for watching and for loving the content and for giving me feedback and also for trusting me on your journey. Hey to everyone who's been sliding in my DMs. I absolutely love that. So yeah, like if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I do my best to answer questions, and just remember that I'm learning as well. Like this is a learning process for me as well, and I'm just sharing it with you guys along the way. I do not think that I know everything, but I think that I'm good at putting you on game to the things that I'm learning. So anyways, why am I so excited? Starstruck is going to be 1 year old. The moment that started to like hit me, I'm like, wow, like I did it. I survived a year, and surviving a year is a big deal. So if you think about like the beauty industry, right? Because again, I'm not an expert, but if you think about the beauty industry, selling makeup was how women began to find their independence. So you think about like the Avon movement from like way back when, where housewives are starting to buy products so that they can have their own source of income independently from their husbands, who were the sole providers of the household. So you fast forward, and in 2015, Fortune.com reported that Black women were the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America. Then in 2018, Forbes gave us that cosign and confirmed that we were still the #1 group in America despite many obstacles. Now, I want to talk about some of those obstacles in a minute. Then in 2019, Entrepreneur.com really came with that follow-up and was like, you know, they listed all of the obstacles that Black women specifically face and rejection with starting their own businesses. Most businesses are projected to fail within their first year. And, you know, on my photo shoot, we were kind of talking about that. I'm going to insert this clip because I feel like I kind of broke it down all the way, just kind of hit like a lot of great points. This is me on set looking regular AF, but it's all right. Y'all get to see all the sides of me. But so, you know, my model Kenza, she's like, yo, like, how did you do it? Like, I've started so many things and I couldn't get past the first year. I couldn't even get past 3 months. Like, how'd you do it? And this is something that I've really been thinking about, and something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And one of the main points that I'm gonna make in this video, and how to explain like knowing your own audience, the best example I ever seen was when I
just realized he put
like the best example, but that best example that I ever seen was with Glossier. Yeah. Glossier blew up overnight. I remember the first time I saw an ad by them, I was like, please don't ever show me this. Like, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. Then their numbers start going up. Their numbers start going up. Their numbers start going up. I was like, I don't get it. You go and you read the reviews. All the makeup people are like, this is overpriced. I wouldn't pay for this. I wouldn't check them out. I don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. But they're making millions of dollars. Like, their numbers are going stupid. And I'm like, what is it? Is it just because they got money? No, they're making money. And why they're making money? They knew their audience. Glossier makes makeup for people who don't wear makeup. Do you realize that is about 80% of the population? Glossier makes makeup for people who don't wear makeup. People who don't wear makeup, all of their ads, you never see a makeup brush. People are using their fingers and their hands to put makeup on their face. You have to know your audience. And so now, the people who don't want to buy brushes, the people who don't want to learn how to apply eyeshadow, the people who are not interested in looking cakey or who have this idea of what it is to wear makeup, they know their audience. And our main issue is that we don't learn our audience. We don't know who our target demographic is. We don't know what they want. We don't ask them what they want. And we keep trying to push things onto them that they didn't ask for. Then our branding models are all over the place. They're giving this luxury aesthetic and telling me that I can buy this luxury aesthetic for $15. I don't want it. You want to know why I don't want it? I don't want it not because it's affordable. I don't want it because it's cheap. And you have to learn how to market those two different things. Affordable is one thing. What you think you're giving people as affordable, you're giving it to them for cheap. And nobody wants cheap. People want things that they think they can't afford or that they think other people can't afford. That's how rich people spend their money, and that's how broke people spend their money. So you have to know how to put your prices. Prices was something that I struggled with. As soon as I bumped my price point just a little bit, now people checking for it. It's like with perfume. If I'm selling perfume for $20 and Chanel sells their perfume for $150 and I only have $100 in my account, I can either go on your website and buy 5 of those perfumes, or I can wait until I have $50 more to buy one of that perfume. Which one do you think I want more?
That one perfume.
That one perfume. And so we have to understand those things. So they keep pushing this thing onto us where it's like, oh, if you don't have the money, you can't do what they do. And that's not true. It's because we don't know how to push through, we don't know how to study, and we keep thinking that we know everything. My website was trash, and I had access to giving product to people like Jackie Aina, and it's like, okay, but would I have rather give Jackie Aina the same products in the same tube, packaged differently the way that it was when I first started, versus now when I finally found my brand aesthetic? We be rushing to get to the finish line. Like there's so many things that play into that. Yeah, most businesses do fail within the first year, but let's talk about why we fail. Let's accept that we're not really doing good at this and figure it out. And another thing, the biggest point that I would ever have to make: stop spending your money. Stop spending your money. Put your money back into your business. Like, there was a tweet that this lady made where she was like, somebody just made a purchase on my website for, I think it was like for like $100, and she's like, yo, like you don't understand what you're doing for my small business, because that just paid for groceries. It should, and I understand that concept. I understand that feeling, because like there have been times where it's like, yo, I don't have no money in my account and I just made a sale, and that's literally feeding me at the moment. But that's another thing that's our problem. And unfortunately, we don't have access to money that's not ours. And so we have to use our money to build our business. But you better damn well treat it like it's not your money. That's not your money. All the money that's hopping in that Starstruck account, that's not my money. That's Starstruck's money. It doesn't become my money until it's doubling and until it's tripling. So like, at least your business model needs to be that 65%, 65 to 80% of whatever money you make. If you make $2, $1.75, $1.80 needs to go back into that business to buy whatever it was that made you that $2. We keep spending the money. We get so excited and we keep spending the money instead of investing it back into the brand. And so now you're not upgrading your packaging. You're not upgrading the quality of your product. You're not upgrading your websites. You can't afford to pay the people who know what they're doing to do what they need to do. And then because it's your money, because you have this idea that it's your money, and you're holding on to it tightly, you also don't let the creative people that you hire to do their job, This is why your business is failing. Your business is failing because you don't know how to run a business. You own a shop. You got a little side hustle. Definitely spend your side hustle money. You want to run a business, you don't spend your business money, because that's not your money. Now, I'm a small business. I didn't get a business loan. I haven't applied for business grants. I still got to get a lot of my financial ducks in a row. But I will tell you that this past couple of months have been really, really great for my business. And this past year has been such a learning experience, with a lot of failing moments where it's like, damn, like, am I investing in something that's going to really give me a return? I'm spending all of my money. I'm not making any money. How do I know that I'm doing this the right way? I need help. We don't have access to, or at least we're told, because I'm trying to rework my brain. We're told that we don't have the same access to funding that white women do, or definitely the same access to funding that white men do. And, we kind of get boxed out of we kind of get boxed out of those endless financial resources. So I think that we have to unlearn our ideas of money. And then, like I was explaining with like the glossier thing, is that you really need to understand your demographic and you need to understand your targeted audience. So when I first started Starstruck, I was under the impression that, like, you know, like I thought of my little sister who doesn't wear makeup at all. Like, she's not into makeup. She'll put on a little bit of lip gloss. She's put gloss on her cheeks before. Like that's her norm. If it got a little bit of glitter in it, she'll put a little bit of lip gloss on her cheek. She doesn't do makeup. And then I think of me, who's like the super, super glam girl in our family. And I think of I guess, so for me, I guess I was trying to create this brand that was all inclusive, right? Because at the beginning of last year, I feel like that was what a lot of the media was pushing at us. And it was that, you know, you need to have a brand that's all inclusive. You need to have a brand that's all inclusive. I remember having a meeting with someone who was interested initially in investing in my company. And one of the comments that this man made was that, like, you know, you need to get more white girls represented in your brand structure. But then I started to really think about like my target demographic, and I thought of who I kept trying to sell to. I'm like, okay, well, like I can't effectively sell makeup to people who don't really wear makeup like my little sister. So initially the brand model was that, like, you know, everyone's a star. Like, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your ambition is, like everyone's a star. And I still believe that. Like one of my taglines is that, like, no two stars were made the same. Everyone is uniquely their own like version of a superstar. But then I started to think about the rest of my taglines, which was like, you know, let them stare and make them stop and stare. And when I talk about Starstruck and people ask me the inspiration behind the name, I always tell them, like, Starstruck Cosmetics is inspired by that, oh my God, what are you wearing moment. And that's really how it started. I used to mix colors. Like, I used to mix different highlighters to you know, like, to get my highlight. Starstruck started as Starstruck Lashes, and so I had already sourced lash styles that I had wanted. I had already started to design, which BTW, if you are interested in owning a lash line, you should definitely know that you can send, this is definitely something that's like affordable depending on who you're sourcing with. You can send lash style designs to those companies. They'll more easily make those for you than they will make a foundation shade for you. So just keep that in mind. So I started to design like lash styles that I liked, and one of the main things that I always got complimented on was my highlighter and my lashes. It was always, oh my God, what lashes are those? Oh my God, your highlighter popping. And so, you know, my thing was that, you know, Starstruck Cosmetics is inspired by that incredible moment, that like stop and stare moment where people can't help but look at you. And so now when I'm thinking of these ad campaigns, I was like, okay, well, my targeted demographic is not the person who doesn't like attention. It's the girl who really likes attention, and who's not afraid to be the center of attention, who's not afraid to walk into a room and who understands what her presence does for everyone who is standing in awe and the people who just can't help but look at her or him. And so Starstruck caters to that person. And so, you know, at first I'm like, damn, like, that's a little vain. How are people gonna feel about that? But that's what it is. And it's not to exclude anybody, but I understood that, like, my idea is that everyone is capable of being a star. And if you are ready to tap into that superstar in you, this is the brand. If you've already tapped into that superstar in you, this is the brand. If you are curious about the superstar in you, then this is the brand. And so that's how you start to be all inclusive, but then you still have a targeted idea of, like, this is what's gonna happen when you wear this product. So once I learned my targeted demographic, it became easier for me to start marketing a certain way, because now I don't have to worry about, I was able to just showcase the products as is. Yeah, so that's all that I have for you. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and yeah, that's it. And Red Wine Girl Time episodes are coming. More Making the Brand is coming. I'm low-key thinking about sliding in some music stuff again. I'm learning that you guys really like my process, and I definitely love to talk about my process. So that's it. Thank you, and all the best on your businesses, and I will see you guys again soon.